Hello
and welcome to another episode of Why Is Harriet Crying?
With me, Sunil Patel.
Me, Harriet Kemsley, and our guest...
Me! I'm Jack Barry.
Yes.
I have to introduce myself on this podcast.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
do
know.
all the
We
heavy
don't know.
lifting,
Oh, I
actually.
see. Yeah,
we brought you
COVID.
here.
Thanks
New
for coming,
COVID
Jack.
regulations. People have to introduce themselves on podcasts.
We were going to record. Well, we've brought this recording forward because of new tiers and COVID regulations.
New laws.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we were all available at short notice. So that's
Yeah.
good, isn't it?
Tomorrow it's going to be illegal for us to podcast together.
One
Although
more
does this
day.
count as work, though?
It technically is work.
But this
I see
isn't-
it as work.
But it has to be in a
Does that mean I'm getting
workplace.
paid?
No, for you it's voluntary.
Okay.
Sorry,
It's a hobby.
we're just as a reference to those of you who can't see the video. We're at a different location today, and it's a bit slightly awkward seating positions for all of us.
No, you've
Yeah.
made it awkward. You're just not set up. You're just like laying down like a baby
I'm
that can't hold its own head up.
No, I'm trying to make sure my eye line is by the camera eye line.
He's
I was
trying to
bring it.
protect
Does
his
he need to do
fontanelle.
that? No, he doesn't. You don't need to do that.
No,
Elliot's saying it's
I'm
fine to
doing it
sit
out of
up.
solidarity with both of you because Jack's on a very small chair.
I'm
Jack's
on a
sat
tiny
normally.
chair.
I'm
You're a
sat
very
normally.
small woman, and
I'm actually taller than people think.
My crotch was pointed right at the camera.
Yeah, we had to
so
give
I've
Jack
I've now
a
got a
pillow.
modesty cushion.
cushion.
It's like
To
Austin
cover his-
Powers.
do let me
have
know
like
what
a-
you think of the new sofa. If you're watching this at home, it took me all of about 30 minutes to put together. Actually,
Really?
pretty straightforward.
You were quite scathing about it. You said it
it's
wasn't a
not
good
very-
sofa.
Yeah, you told me I was very uncomfortable and you hated it.
Well, I do feel uncomfortable right now.
Well, because you're sat, you can pick your own fault. It's where you're sat.
You're in baby position.
This is baby position, right?
Get into adult position. There we go. There you go. Now it's better. You're not giving it a chance.
I think it's helping me have a better core strength, this sofa, because it's making me sort of sit up.
I would absolutely disagree. From what is happening
What
here, I
was
would
it?
say you have no core strength
I don't.
or
I'm
neck
a really
strength.
A
poor
coreless
core
boy.
strength.
Boy with no core. That's
Sort of a
you.
jammy core.
Yeah.
Sort of a core made of wet
Yeah,
jam.
you're like a
You're a
Swiss roll.
donut. Yeah.
What are your core strengths like? Have you guys been
Very
working out
poor.
and stuff?
Very poor.
I actually
no.
have been working out.
Oh, you've been doing yoga?
have you?
Yeah, I've been doing lots of yoga. Although I keep getting injured. I've got the most frail body. Which is
Where'd
really
you get
annoying.
injured though? What's the?
I have a historically bad knee because I tore my
Historically
cruciate
Historically.
ligament. Yeah, and I had to have surgery on that a few years
Really?
ago.
How did you tear it?
Playing football.
Oh, dangerous
Yeah,
sport.
lads.
for tea.
And then I was doing like, because I couldn't, I can't go running or anything like that. So I was doing like sort of exercises in my living room in lockdown, like
Yeah.
prison workouts.
Yeah, nice.
And then my foot seized up, and I've got tendonitis in my foot now.
Oh my
What,
god.
just
Yeah. Just from skipping around my living room.
Jesus.
Yeah, furious. So it was so
Sorry,
painful.
I've got an image of you skipping around your living room. Do you use a rope or do you just
No,
you just,
no, just like a
skip
little-
around the
just
edge?
I thought
like
you were
a,
just
just like a
imagining a
happy
rope.
schoolgirl. That's my workout, the skipper's workout, and it's very dangerous as it turns out. Got a bad big toe.
Should be careful, those young girls. Yeah,
Yeah,
skipping
it's
around
such
the
a
playground.
stupid injury though. It's like basically just my big toe really hurts, and I couldn't walk for a couple of days. I went to do a gig, and I almost got stuck in Birmingham because I couldn't walk to the station.
Dangerous.
And then I found it's just so annoying trying to get someone else to care about your pain. Have you
Yeah.
ever found that?
Yeah.
Keep being to my girlfriend like, I've got my toe really hurts, and she just could not give a shit.
No.
Yeah, I don't care about men's pain at all.
No, unless you're bleeding, no one cares. Like, about an injury.
If I
An
say I
internal
have an
injury.
injury, Bobby says he has the same. Like if I say my toe hurts, Bobby will say, I think my toe hurts as
Yeah.
well. It's the most annoying thing in the whole world.
I
Because
think
you
this-
just want attention for your toe.
I know. I think it's the problem. I always take the piss out of my girlfriend for like any problem that she has. I say she massively blows it out of proportion. But as such, now I'm obviously never going to get any sympathy for any pain that I have
I thought it was supposed to be men that were worse with like overblowing health problems.
with
Yeah.
pain thresholds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. But My girlfriend does make a fuss about stuff. We had to pause a film we were watching the other day because she got something stuck in her teeth. And she was like, "You don't understand. It feels like my teeth are being pushed apart from each other." And it's like, yeah, you got something in your teeth. That happens to me every meal. I don't pause the film. It's got to be a good reason to pause a film.
How are her teeth doing now?
Fine. Yeah,
found each
obviously
other again.
fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, there's like a huge gap, and planes keep flying through it by accident now.
What did she eat to cause that gap? What was it?
I can't remember.
Seed,
but yeah,
maybe.
something
Some sort of
seedy. It might be
chia seed, maybe.
broccoli or a little bit of broccoli.
Not very
Like
strong
today.
though, broccoli. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. I think it was like like tender stem broccoli.
Yeah,
It's a bit
yeah,
of
yeah.
stalk.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Thready
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of stalk.
Big fan of tender stem broccoli. I was just saying to you guys before, I accidentally ate treble broccoli for lunch today.
Jack's arrived having eaten too much broccoli.
Stuffed with
Which is
broccoli,
in the-
yeah.
I don't understand how you did it. So one had.
So I had a quiche, put the quiche in the oven, and then put some broccoli in the oven. And then Martina was like, "Oh, I got this soup too." And then we realised that the soup was broccoli and also the quiche was broccoli. So just had 3 different methods of broccoli.
Welcome to Why Is Harriet Crying?
Yeah.
This is
Absolutely wild day.
Why is Harriet crying whilst Jack eating so much broccoli?
Jack's gonna hopefully start a podcast of his own at some point.
Yeah, I've been talking about it, but I don't have any friends who don't already
So
have
if
a
anyone
podcast.
if anyone out there wants to start a podcast,
Yeah, if
with
anyone
Jack,
out there
do
who
get
hasn't
in
got a
touch.
podcast, please be my friend so that I can
do a
do a
broccoli
podcast with you. Everyone's got one. It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. I'm gonna see if Joe Rogan wants help with hosting as well.
My new podcast series was released today. Actually,
You got another one?
yeah, on BBC Sounds.
You got
It came out
2?
today, yeah,
I haven't even got one.
yeah.
You're taking up all the podcasts.
I know.
Yeah.
What's your new one about?
It's about being Asian.
That was my idea.
Why don't you do one about China? Because you're an expert.
Yeah,
In
I did
China.
go on Nigel and Evelyn's podcast.
Oh, the
as
Rice
an
to Meet
honorary
You.
Why are you
white
an expert
person.
on China?
Well, just because I used to live there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I got
Does
a
that make
degree.
someone an expert?
Well, more so than us, I guess.
I got a degree in Chinese.
Wow. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have expected that.
You wouldn't
know
have
why?
said it. Yeah,
No.
I come across as quite dense, I suppose, full of broccoli.
You just don't come across as someone who speaks Chinese, I think.
No,
What do you think Jack would have studied?
Geography.
really?
Yes, yeah. Or like,
I
Because
do
it's like a
geography.
classic. It's a classic like
yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were just like, oh, I
It's
don't
like
know what
history
to
of
pick.
art.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do something. I
Yeah.
probably would have ended up doing that if I hadn't lived in China as a wee boy.
Wow.
I basically picked Chinese as just as a slacker's subject.
Because you
Because
already
you
knew
had
it.
an advantage in
Yeah,
it.
because most people who do Chinese at university have done it before, but I already spoke it. So I was like, if I do this, I can just
I
chill
did
out.
that too. I did English.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I already know it. I know
most
it.
people
So yeah.
who do it at university haven't ever spoken English before.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like, guys, I got this.
I was like, I'll get a free holiday to China for a year, and I
Yeah.
already speak the language, and I can just sort of chill for 4 years.
Was it a chilled out experience?
It was pretty
Oh, it
much.
was.
In my last year of university, it like everyone kind of caught up with me, so then I had to put a bit of effort in for my finals. But otherwise,
Still managed
yeah, I just
Would you
chilled
get
out, took
two-
a lot of
2-1?
drugs.
did you
yeah,
get 2-1 or
got 2-1. Yeah,
Easy.
Yeah, not
In and
worth
out.
putting in the extra effort for a
For-
first. Not worth it. No one's even ever looked at it anyway. I put a first on my degree on my CV, and no one checks.
no? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can they check anyway? What do you have to bring them your certificate
Yeah,
or something?
what? Yeah, get out
No
of
one
here.
cares. You just say you
Yeah.
lost it.
I think I've still got my certificate. I don't know what to do with it though. You're supposed to frame it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you?
I suppose so. Or your parents do.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's framed theirs actually.
Have
I
you
think it
framed a
would
photo of yourself graduating?
No.
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 I think it would
either.
make your flat look even crazier if you just had one
Well-
piece of framed on the wall, which
One
was your
qualification.
There is
your
nothing,
degree was
there's
framed
nothing
on the wall.
crazy about this flat.
Yeah, there is. It's the flat of a psychopath. The table is just
It's a
full
table.
of knives, bananas,
And about 10
condensed
tubes
milk.
of condensed milk.
yeah,
All right, the
and a book
condensed
on
milk has now
power.
been put away. There's a bowl of fruit with a fruit knife and some books.
A fruit knife.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that owns a fruit knife.
Well, it's called. Well, I do. You know what I mean?
Well, now I do, yeah. But
A knife and a book called The Path to Power.
yeah.
Sunil's planning who is in his way on the way to power and who he has to cut down.
This is the beginning of a new series of House of Cards, basically. This podcast.
Condensed milky House of Cards.
Yeah, I've got 10 tubes of condensed milk because of the Vietnamese coffee I was making.
Oh, you got into that trend, did you, when you have the whipped?
No,
the
that's
whipped?
a different thing. I
Really?
didn't do that. No, I didn't get.
No.
I don't do trends.
Is that a
Oh,
trend?
sorry, I'm
what,
sorry.
whipping stuff?
There was a
Whipping
trend
milk.
of whipped milk.
Really?
Like
You missed
whipping
it.
for
I did
ages.
miss it.
Jack missed it.
Wait, is that what I know? But is that like the viral video where the guy pours the coffee in and then the milk kind of comes out the top of the cup? Have you seen that?
No.
No.
Oh, that's quite good. I hope I'm painting a good picture of it. The guy like whips up the milk and
The
then
guy
he pours
whips
the
up the
coffee
milk.
in
Yeah.
and then it comes out the top, but the milk is so perfectly frothy that it just stays in place about
Wow.
an
And the
inch
coffee just
over
goes
the top
round
of the
it.
cup.
The coffee just goes round it.
It just goes up like Bart Simpson's hair.
What, the milk?
The milk out the top of the coffee.
Where does the coffee go?
Under the milk,
Okay,
presumably.
yeah, right, the coffee
yeah,
goes-
yeah. It's in
Oh,
there.
cool, yeah, that makes sense because like
Wow.
it floats because it's got air in it.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so it's like a little hat of milk on
a
top
little
of
hat,
the coffee.
exactly, like one of those 90s sort of Fresh Prince haircuts.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
Lovely.
yeah.
I'm having a dirty chai.
What's that?
It's a chai latte with a shot of espresso.
Oh,
Never had it before, and then I went on a holiday to
the
York.
barista
and
sneezed
had
into it.
Oh yeah, I went on holiday actually.
Nice.
What, recently?
Yeah, went to York, which is where the first case of coronavirus was found in February this year.
It's been there
And I was
since
there that
before
week.
then.
Really? I thought
Yeah,
it was in
man.
Wuhan.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, last time I was there, that was when they shut down this hotel, put like big biohazard signs outside, saying "Don't come in here." And ironically, the hotel was called the Safe Stay Hotel.
Really?
Wow, not so safe anymore,
No,
is it?
Such a weird name for a hotel.
Yeah,
turned out
I
to be
wouldn't
so
trust
wrong.
it.
Overcompensating.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, very nice, but very quiet. And did a ghost tour.
In York?
Yeah.
Oh, great. What ghosts did you hear about?
Some weird, like a lot of dead babies in a pit.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, there's one of those ghosts.
What? What, one
No,
of the baby
I've never-
ghosts?
Well,
Stop
apparently,
saying
like
that
they
as if that's a normal thing that
apparently,
everybody
like,
Or
knows
like
all
there's
these,
about.
one ghost
dead
which is like an
kids.
amalgamation of hundreds of babies. It's like some kind of like Megatron
Like-
ghost.
Oh God! Oh. Well, apparently, if you walk down this alleyway, sometimes if the ghost ever comes out, it's like a baby's arm trying to grab you as you walk past.
Oh, but who's
What?
scared of that?
Yeah, babies aren't
Babies
strong.
don't have strong
Yeah.
arms.
Well, nor do ghosts. They're ghosts.
Nah, man. Have you seen that one in Ghostbusters? That one in the painting in Ghostbusters too.
I
don't
don't like
remember that one.
poltergeists because they throw things at you.
They're
when
very
you're not
naughty, aren't
expecting
they?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but they're malevolent. They wish you bad.
Whereas other ghosts, what do they wish for?
Just
don't know, you're-
unfinished business. Settle the unfinished
Settle the
business.
unfinished business. Yeah.
Don't just copy what he said.
Have you ever encountered a ghost?
No. Oh God, now I feel like I am.
A ghost?
What?
No.
You are right now. We're both ghosts.
What do you mean?
No, I'm.
This
I'm
podcast
worried.
is just Harriet in a room
We're in
like.
an abandoned flat. Yeah.
No,
Sunil and Jack have been dead for 10 years.
and then has either of you seen a ghost?
No, I haven't seen a
Have
ghost.
you
No.
seen-
No.
Ghost.
I used to live
Although-
in my childhood house. My mum thought it was haunted. It was like an old vicarage, and it was like next door to this church, and apparently it had like good spirits. I don't know, but my mum and dad's bedroom was underneath my sister's bedroom,
Right.
and my mum said she would always hear like walking around upstairs,
Just
and
your
she was like, "Oh,
sister.
my
Sister.
sister's out of bed,"
Yeah.
and she'd go up, and my sister would be fast asleep,
Oh.
and it was just she said there was like shit like that, but I mean that could
But
be
old
anything.
houses, you hear loads of stuff. Don't they have a lot of noises?
Yeah,
in old
exactly,
houses,
like
don't you?
creaking. But she said she was sure it was footprint, like
Was your
footsteps.
sister sneaking boys in, maybe, or something?
Maybe
Streams of boys.
6-year-old.
So I've put night lights in this house because I'm scared of the dark. But I didn't realise that until I moved in here. It's the first time I lived on my own.
And then you didn't like
I
it.
didn't like it for the first couple of
I
nights.
can understand that. It's kind of freaky.
It is weird. But I mean,
Yeah.
this house is fine because it's quite new. But
Yeah.
if it was like, if I was living in an old vicarage, I'd be absolutely terrified.
Yeah, I weirdly didn't used to get that scared, but I I watched one horror film ever when I was like 16. I watched The Ring, and I've never watched another horror film because it was like we were on a school trip, and you know like when we went to France or Germany, and then when we got the ferry back, it had like a cinema in the ferry, and we went to go and watch The Ring, and it was like classic.
Why
like
are they playing The Ring and the ferry?
How old are you?
I must have been like 15, 16.
Okay.
But it was classic, like, we were with some girls, and I was like, oh, like, laughing, like, taking the piss, like, she's coming out of the TV, and we were, like, literally, like, yelling at the screen, like, being, like, real obnoxious teenagers. And then the next day, I was in the old vicarage on my own, and I was like, just, like, looking at the TV, not on, you know, have you seen The Ring? And it's, like, literally, like, the TV, like, comes on, and then she crawls out of the TV, and she murders this guy. And I was just, like, the whole day, like, and then, it fucked me up. And I've never... But then... Oh, yeah, no, they're separate. But then, I haven't watched another horror film since.
Really?
Apart from when I went to sixth form college, we had a foreign film club.
Right.
They had like a club, and you could like watch foreign
And
films. And the first one we watched was the Japanese Ring, like the original. And I was like, I've now seen both versions of the fucking Ring, and I haven't watched another horror film since.
Hang on, which one's scarier? The Japanese one or
Yeah, the American one's like got more like bits that make you jump.
Right, okay.
The Japanese one, there's just like... But when she comes out of the TV, because it's like the first really scary thing, it really shits you up in the Japanese one. Even though you know what's going to happen, it's terrifying.
Do you just refuse to watch horror films now?
Yeah, I just don't get anything out of them.
I get nothing out.
No.
Really? You don't have any feelings? You
No,
don't
as in like, I don't understand why you'd watch them.
Oh, okay.
Me neither.
You just watched it with no feeling.
I don't need this in my life.
I don't want to be scared, no.
I'm fine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fine,
I like
thanks.
roller coasters and stuff, but there's something about just like horror films. I mean,
It's
maybe I would watch
psychological. Have you been on the Saw ride? Because the other like roller coasters I'm fine with, but that was psychologically terrifying.
Because there's like the bloody mannequins as you're like going up to the ride.
Is that in Thorpe
and there was a
Park?
voice
Park,
that was threatening me. Yeah.
You keep saying you want to go back. You want to go to Thorpe Park
do
all
really
the
wanna
time.
go
That's
to
all
Thorpe
you ever
Park.
want to do.
Thorpe Park is great.
Yeah, I really
It's
want to go
alright.
to Thorpe
I went
Park.
last year and it is really good.
It's really good just to
Yeah.
go on a ride and
We went on a
forget your
Wednesday in
troubles.
October once, and
Yeah.
it rained all day,
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not great.
and there were high winds.
Yeah, it was very
so
windy.
Oh, so they
sh-
closed loads of the
They
rides.
shut a
Yeah.
couple of the rides, but
Oh, that's not what you
I
want.
just remember going on the log flume twice. Just getting really wet and cold.
Well, that's
twice.
your choice. You made a bad choice.
Yeah, don't do that in October.
You were there as well.
Yeah, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, you were. You were in the
Oh,
boat with
okay.
us.
Oh, why did we go on it twice?
And we had a Burger King, and you made me wear the crown.
No, I didn't. I looked over and you were wearing it in the corner, like the saddest king there ever was, eating chips and a
it's a
strawberry
good-
milkshake.
It's a good time of year to go to Burger King, actually. Sorry, Thorpe Park.
It's always a good time of year to go to Burger King.
No, October's
Thanks
a great
from
time.
the sponsors.
Why is it good to go to Burger King in October?
And no, not Burger King, Thorpe Park,
Oh,
because it's just
okay,
empty,
Thorpe
isn't
Park.
it? It's
But also
great.
they do like Halloween nights. When I was a
that's why I wanna
teenager,
go
we
at the
went to
moment,
Fright
Fright
Night.
Night,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was like open till like midnight, and they do like the scary mazes where you walk
I can't do a
around.
scary maze.
That was terrifying. We went to that when I was a teenager as
What's
well.
in the scary maze? Like actors?
Like actors, but they had two when I went, and the first one you went in, you had to wear these 3D glasses, and it was
Right.
actually quite crap, and it was quite boring. And so then the next one we went in, it was like, oh, I'll go at the front. They were
You
like,
were
who
really
wants to go at the
confident.
front? And I was like, oh, being at the front was bullshit last time. And it was so scary. All these people coming up to you, like, with blood coming out of them, like, it's all like sort of strobe lights. And like,
God.
and then at the end, you walk through this door, and we opened the door, and there was this terrifying, like, statue of this guy with, like, a melted face holding, like, a meat cleaver. And so I opened the door, and there was, like, screamed at that, scared the shit out of me. We walked down the corridor,
Yeah.
and then my cousin, I was with, was like, Jack. And I turned around, and it wasn't a statue. It was a guy who'd just been standing still. And then when I walked past, he followed me. So I screamed at this statue, and then I turned around, and it was right there, like, in my face.
So there's actually a murderer.
Yeah. And that's how I died, and that's why I'm a ghost.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, he was just like a creepy guy wearing a mask holding a fake meat
Oh,
cleaver.
okay.
But that was what it was. It was like full of stuff like
But
that.
you thought he was still.
I
You
thought he was a statue. I thought he was just a
and then he
waxwork.
came to life.
And then he followed
oh
me.
my God.
Yeah. It was really scary.
Yeah, that's not for me at all.
But it's really fun.
Would you ever go back?
Yeah.
I'll never go back.
Are they still
to
doing
Thorpe
that?
Park.
Is Thorpe Park open
Yeah.
in this day and
Yeah, I
age?
don't think it's probably
My
doing very
agent went the
well.
other day.
Really?
Yeah. haven't had any work in fucking months.
Did she just text you and go, oh, by
I
the
just
way,
saw
I'm
her
at
the other
Thorpe
day.
Park.
She lives around the corner from me, so I've been like going for walks with her so she doesn't go mad in lockdown. And then she was like, yeah, I went to Thorpe Park. And I was like, my phone's not been ringing.
Jack and I went for the same job the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
To play a sidekick
To Vinnie
to
Jones.
Vinnie Jones.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So if one of us gets it, we're going to
Be happy.
be happy.
What does it mean to be a psychic?
Just
It's
a
just like a
foil,
little sort of...
comedic foil.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
You know, in the way that you're my comedic foil.
Yeah. I'd say
Just
he's
an
quite
old straight
funny
man.
though, Vinnie Jones. I'd
Yeah.
say he'd be your comedic foil.
No, so he's playing. He's quite funny, I think.
Yeah,
He's
that's
quite.
why I just said that.
Oh, sorry.
Furious.
I think I can't remember. I can't remember what the role was, but it's essentially someone who's scared of Vinnie Jones but is working with him.
Yeah, you'd be
So-
good at that. You would be because you're easily scared. We've discovered.
But Jack told me he charmed the director and everything.
Well, I try. I mean, you're making it sound like I've literally been like. And anyway, I was very charming. Me and Sunil went for brunch, and I just spent the whole time talking about how charming I
Sounds
was.
like Jack. Yeah.
What I specifically said was I prefer doing normal auditions because you can connect with people a bit more. Like, because at the
Yeah.
moment it's all like self tapes, and you have to just tape
Yeah.
yourself. And I'm crap at them.
You can't charm them.
You can try and charm them a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your girlfriend
What
ever
do
help
you
you with your
do?
self tapes?
Yeah, she does, and she hates it.
Yeah, it's awful.
So that's always
isn't
like a slight awkwardness because I can see her furious behind the
because you
the
haven't learned the
camera,
lines.
and I'm like, "Can we just do one more take?" And she's like,
That's not what you need, is it?
"No,
at that
it's
point?
absolutely no." She's not. She's very helpful.
Jack,
really.
what do you
I'm
do that's so
sending her.
charming though? How do you charm these people?
You
Charming
know, get my
Jack.
dick out. Get my dick out. Tell him a couple of limericks.
Limericks, is it?
You should take notes.
Yeah, what
You're
sort of
not doing
limericks?
any
Like
of
on the
this.
spot ones or the ones you memorised?
Yeah, just about what's happening in the.
Just like
There was a
old
bald
man
director
You mean you
who
freestyle rap
made
with
me
your
a
dick out?
rector.
freestyle limericks.
Freestyle limericks, yeah.
Yeah, Def Jam
Wow,
limerick
I'd hire
battle.
you. Yeah. Yes. My goodness.
I'd love to watch a Def Jam limerick battle. Now that I'm thinking about it, 8 Mile of limericks. But yeah, no, I just sort of try and but you can just make people laugh, you know, like you can just chat.
You can
You
have
should
fun.
try that next
No,
time.
I'm
Yeah.
very serious. I'm a very serious man.
Really, you go
Snow
in, you
goes
don't
in.
say anything.
I'll give you 2 options.
I'm usually in a bad mood. And I'm like, okay,
Bit
well, what do you
grouchy.
want then? Well, tell me what you want and then I'll do it. And then
Snapping your
everyone's on
fingers at
edge.
them.
And of course, when everyone's on edge, that's when everyone has a good time.
Power move.
Yeah.
Yes, very powerful. Good for you.
It's weird doing auditions at the moment because sometimes they're on Zoom, and I was saying this to you, like I did one
Yeah.
recently, and I went in, and the director was on Zoom, but I couldn't see him, so it was like this voice of God, like as I'm going in, being like, "Can you just be a bit more chilled or something like that?" And it was really weird.
I'd love to have that voice following me around,
Yeah,
telling me what to do. Bit more fun, bit more energy.
Yeah,
bit more energy.
yeah,
I have that voice
all the time.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Be
was
better. You
like
should be
before
better.
Boring
like
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one.
before like humans had language, the voice in their head, they thought that was God. You know that?
What?
So before language,
Sorry, I didn't mean to sigh.
why'd you have such a big
sigh.
Such a big sigh.
Here we go.
So the voice in
No,
your head,
come
which
on,
you
tell us your story.
they thought that was the
Go on.
conscience.
But how did they have a voice if they didn't have any words?
No,
Did they know
like
what the words
the
were?
thoughts in their head that they weren't that were coming up. They thought.
But you'd have to know the language in order to hear the thoughts.
No, as in it wasn't like a sentence. It was like when you think something's off, you shouldn't do X, Y, or Z, or you should do something.
Okay, but how do you think that if you don't have the words?
But,
Well,
but
you
what is it
don't-
like? Wouldn't it be like an
But
animal?
when you want a coffee, you don't think the words "I want a coffee." You just feel like you want a coffee. And you
Yeah, like an animal, like instinct.
Yeah, like an animal. Yeah, instinct.
Animals don't have instinct for coffee.
Yeah,
But for whatever they need.
whatever they need. Yeah.
But yeah. But
Before language, imagine how would you process the thoughts without knowing what the words were? Welcome to Why Is Harriet Crying? She's about to go. She's about to go off again.
I'm going to cry.
I can't get my head around it. I think they probably had to. They were getting the thoughts in English, but then they couldn't understand what it was. So then they had to learn English
No,
in order to understand the thoughts. Yeah, exactly. They were like,
Fucking
"What
hell,
does this
imagine
mean?"
that.
And
Imagine,
then you had to learn
imagine if the
English,
language of English was just floating around, waiting for someone to
Yeah.
pick it
Just
up.
so-
Exactly. Yeah. And then they had to pick it up.
Okay,
to
hang on, let me
understand
write
what
this
the thoughts
down.
are.
God, I think we've gone
Coffee,
too.
you say?
I think we've gone too abstract for this podcast. haven't
That's
we?
how
Yes.
people invented coffee, because they were thinking,
Just
I want a
thinking about-
coffee. And they were like, what the fuck is that?
What is a coffee?
Did you cry much, Jack? Or?
Not really. My girlfriend thinks I'm a bit of a robot. She calls me a robot.
Yeah,
Oh.
But
nice one.
But yeah, I sort of cry at quite stupid. Like, I never cry at stuff that's happening in my life, you know?
Yeah,
Like, if I'm really sad or I'm really frustrated or something, and she'll be like, you can just cry, just let it out. And I don't feel the need to.
yeah.
But then I'll watch like a film and I'll cry at that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Same here.
Like, but I've cried at some really stupid, stuff.
Last film.
Last film I cried at. Do you know what? I always cry if there's like a battle scene, like with some loud music or something.
Okay.
You know, like they're like
Yeah.
charging, they're like onward.
'Cause
and it's
you're
like,
scared.
"Da-da-da." I don't know. No, it's just like the emotion. I sort of well up.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm on a come down, I'll cry at anything. Like if I've had drugs, I once cried at a Warburton's advert. When I was a
You wanted
student,
bread?
I was just like lying on the sofa, and it was just like Warburton's advert, and it was like it was this old Warburton's advert where it was all like it was like war. It was like
Yeah.
it was like the bread deliverers are going off to war, and it was like them like loading up the bread vans, and then they're like kissing their wives goodbye, and it's like come back safe, and then they like, and I was in floods of tears because I'd taken far too many pingers the night before, but I was just like, what is happening?
It should be an advert for the University of Leeds. That.
Yeah, it really is. If you wanna experiment with drugs, you've got to go to Leeds. But like, oh yeah, and so that I cried at something else recently.
Cry at.
There was something else the other day, and I was like, what were we watching? And I was just, and I like all the time. If I've had like a big New Year's Eve, I'll cry.
Well, the day after.
Yeah, like if I'm just whenever I'm on a bit of a come down, I'll be like, I'm gonna go.
Do you think you take drugs though in order to cry? Like you think it's for the good feeling, but it's actually
Maybe.
for the
I
crying
need it for the
afterwards.
cathartic
Yeah, that's what
crying
it is.
after,
That's
maybe.
why.
Because whenever you
Yeah.
take drugs, you know there's going to be a downside.
I guess so. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
take like ecstasy anymore because the downside was
That's too much,
much.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
now I really like psychedelic drugs, which don't give you the same kind of.
Yeah.
But I have cried on shrooms before. There was one time when it was, again, New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve, and I'd just been dumped by my girlfriend, and I was in a bit of a bad place. And me and my friends, we had like quite a big night, and then we ended up taking these mushrooms that my neighbour had grown in her cupboard at like,
Okay.
and we took them at like 9 a.m. on New Year's Day, and they were quite intense. And I was sort of sitting there thinking, what a piece of shit I was, and like, why had my girlfriend broken up with me? And then my mate, who's done loads of drugs, was like, these shrooms are quite intense, aren't they? And I was like, yeah. And we were with my mate who'd never done shrooms before.
Oh, no.
And I just looked at him and I was like, are you okay, Joe? And he just had one tear like rolling down his cheek, like in the middle of this party. And I was like, I think we've got to go. So I took him home, put him to bed in my bed, and then I just sat on the sofa and I just like burst into tears. And then that started quite a brutal few day come down.
Oh
that
my
did.
God.
I went back to my parents' house and we watched Django Unchained, and I bawled my eyes out the whole way through Django Unchained.
Did they know you were on mushrooms throughout this?
No,
or-
they didn't know, but I was just like, I was trying to not let them realise. I was like sat in the corner of my parents' living room, and just like every time Jamie Foxx like killed a slave owner, I was like, like yeah,
cried
John
when the slave
Legend.
owners
The son
died.
of John Legend.
You cried when the white
Yes,
slave
yeah, of course. Yeah, I was just very sympathetic for those poor slave owners. All they wanted to do was go about their business. But yeah, no, every time he freed a slave, I was just like bawling my eyes out. And I wish I could remember the thing I watched recently that made me cry, because it was so stupid. And I was just like, this film's going to make me cry. I cried at that film Roma. That made me cry a lot. And
I haven't
wasn't
seen
on a
that
come
yet.
down.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And
I was thinking of that because we were talking about giving each other a list of films we haven't seen.
Yeah. Oh, I highly recommend Roma. It's on Netflix. It's absolutely stunning. And there's a scene in that and in the end which is just so intense. And me and my girlfriend were both in floods of tears.
Aww.
My girlfriend cries quite a lot. We just watched that documentary about the octopus on Netflix. Have you seen that? She was bawling her eyes out at that. It's called like My Friend the Octopus.
Not the football one.
No, it's just like this.
What? The octopus who plays football?
Paul the German octopus.
Who predicts football matches.
Yeah.
But it's not that one, is
No,
it?
it's not him. It's like this. It's called My Teacher the Octopus. I'd recommend it. It's on Netflix.
I saw a little bit of it,
this quite intense like South African dude who's like, I was going through quite a hard time in my life. And then I went swimming in the sea without a wetsuit on, and it was really cold, but I did it, and then I got used to the cold, and then I met this octopus, and I was like, what if I just go and see this octopus every day? And it's just a documentary about this guy hanging out with this octopus every day.
What do they do together?
They just like hang out, and he just like, and they like cuddle, and like
You should never cuddle an octopus.
Oh, it's
that seems so. They can squeeze you to death.
Can they?
No, it's tiny. It's like it's only like it like hugs his chest. And he like cuddles it. It's really beautiful.
It's trying to strangle
trying
him.
to-
It's love it. It's trying to kill him.
No, because she like plays with him and stuff. Oh, it's really stunning. It's
Okay.
it's a very beautiful film, and it made Martina cry a lot. But yeah, I cried just sort of.
I would never
more silly
watch
things.
those films really because I don't know. I don't really get anything from films that I know are going to be quite emotional.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why. I think I like.
Sometimes it catches you off guard. I think Roma is it's a really beautiful film.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's the story of this guy's childhood. God, I've forgotten his name, the Mexican director.
Yeah.
He directed like Birdman and stuff. Anyway.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but it's like, it's based on his childhood,
Yeah.
like growing up and his relationship with the nanny, and like his parents got divorced, and it's like that. But then there's just this scene at the end where you're just like, oh, it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
People were talking it like the best film ever made when it came out.
Yeah, it is. It is
fine.
up there. I'd say it
Good
was
one.
really good. Yeah.
Is it black and white though?
It's in black and white.
Yeah.
Do you not like black and white films?
Just
Live for that vibrancy.
Just like a bit of I don't know.
Oh, I like a black and white film.
I just find it hard to concentrate sometimes if it's black and white.
You need something flashing.
I do, yeah.
You need like
I
Peppa
some
Pig.
lights. Yeah, exactly. I need a cartoon pig, otherwise I'm not in.
I watched.
can't do it.
I watched Villain in Marbella.
What's that?
It's
Are you both on your phones?
I'm looking up
I'm finding this
something.
film.
What are you looking up?
Villain in Marbella.
Sorry, Jack, you're boring
It's
us.
I have never experienced anything like this. I don't even have a podcast.
Well, you wouldn't know if
These,
you don't have
these guys are so
no,
complacent in
Rise of the Foot Soldier Marbella. And
that sounds awful.
It is.
Is that like a bad spin-off?
Absolutely appalling.
Yeah.
But it's mindless nonsense for about an hour. There's about 4 of them.
It's like a
Absolutely
British
absurd.
gangster film, is it?
Yeah.
And it made you cry?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm just saying that's what I was watching while you were watching Roma.
So Roma's, okay, I guess. But if you really want
So if
an Oscar-winning film...
Is it black and white?
No.
Okay,
thankfully.
great. Yeah.
So if
Give it a go.
if I have to watch Roma, you have to watch Rise of the Foot Soldier Marbella.
Okay, I'll take that trade. That seems fair enough. We'll see. I'll take some pills and maybe it'll make me cry.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a show called Below Deck?
You told me about this.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
That sounds like a porn film.
Oh God! All right, you didn't.
No, because I just watched it with my mum.
Helen told me about.
Oh,
Helen Bauer.
it's really good. They're on a yacht, and then that's about it.
So they work
but-
on a super yacht, don't
Yeah, they work on a super yacht. It's really fun. But it's not moving or
But super yachts are like in real life. Is this a reality show?
yeah.
Because in like real life, like cruise ships and super yachts are like really dodgy places to work.
I imagine so.
Like
'cause
people
it's all
die
about
and
the
you just
sea.
Well,
can't do
a
anything
cruise ship
about
is
it.
different. These people they can make like 20 grand in like
Yeah, my cousin used
In
to
a
do
year?
that.
6 weeks or something.
My
No,
cousin,
like,
yeah.
in 3
In a whole
years
year?
they can make 20 grand. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'd take that, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
20 grand, you say? Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Moneybags. No, my cousin used to work on a super yacht.
Really?
Has he
Yeah.
been on Below Deck?
No, I don't know. Well, this was like 10 years ago.
Doing what?
Oh,
He was like
missed
an able seaman.
Okay.
Which sounds ruder than it is. He was a very proficient sperm.
Oh.
No, but yeah, I think that just means that you're like, you sort of keep the boat running. And but it was like a billionaire super yacht, and they used to have like celebs come on it and stuff. And
But you can't ever interact with them, I guess, can you?
No, you're not supposed to. But my cousin actually did, and he got in a bit of trouble. He shagged someone
Oh
famous.
my goodness!
Yeah.
Pause the. Can you tell us afterwards?
I'll tell you afterwards. Yeah.
Nice one.
Pay for the Patreon, and you get to know who my cousin fucked. But the other things that made me cry, I cried actually genuinely. I think I wasn't a very emotional kid either, but I cried when I moved to China and when I moved back to China. It was just like the culture shock of moving to such a different society. I couldn't really get my head around it.
Yeah, it must have changed a lot between when you were there as a kid.
Yeah, what was different about it?
Just. It's just a different world, China. It's just like everything is different. And I moved there when I was 12 and I was just like, I don't understand this. And then we lived there for a couple of years. And then I came back to the UK and I was like, what's this place? And I didn't get that either. And I just remember like crying in my garden with my mum. It was like one of the last times I properly cried about just what was going on in my life. Because I just couldn't really get my head around it.
Oh, when you came back?
When I came back, yeah. It was almost... Embarrassingly, the reason I cried when we went to China, the main reason I cried, is because my N64 had been... We had to send all of our stuff in a container, and it takes like 6 months to get there. So loads of our stuff we put in the container.
6 months?
Wait, why does it take 6 months?
Because it's on a boat, and boats are fucking slow. You got to sail all the way there. Maybe it wasn't 6 months, but it was ages. And so we put my N64 in it. And do you remember like... on the N64, you had to get an expansion pack, which meant that you could play certain games better. So I had Perfect Dark, and Perfect Dark was my favourite game ever, but I couldn't play it properly because I didn't have the expansion pack. And then while it was in the container, I'd saved up and bought the expansion pack. Yeah. And then we moved to Shanghai, and I put the expansion pack in, and it wouldn't work on the TV. And it was like, we've just got it for 2 years. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to play my N64 for 2 years. And I just burst into tears. I was like, and it was so pathetic. And then like a handyman came over and had it working in like 2 minutes. Oh, right. But like...
I got a handyman in.
Yeah. Like this Chinese handyman just came over and sorted it out. This crying white boy in the corner. He was like, oh, what must I have looked like? Get the handyman round to fix up the N64. And I'm just like crying. Like,
probably when they all realised that the West was over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. These guys, we don't have to worry about them. But then, so that was when I cried when I was a wee boy.
That's more crying incidents than I expected.
Yeah,
actually.
you said you didn't cry a lot, but actually quite a lot.
I guess so, but there's like, that's it now.
Oh, right.
I mean,
you think you'll never cry again?
Well, I don't know. Like I say, whenever I'm frustrated or sad or annoyed about something in my life, I just don't feel. It's not even like I'm holding back. My girlfriend thinks I'm like being like a toxic man, and she's like, just let it out. And I'm like, honestly, there's nothing. That's just not the way my body wants to react.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm not holding it back. But then I watch a Warburton's advert and I'm good to go.
Pissing out your ears.
Yeah.
Ears? Eyes.
Oh,
Did you say ears?
I said ears by accident, yes.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. You're on your phone again?
I was going to read a sad story.
Okay.
Do you want to hear a sad story?
Maybe this will make me cry. I'm not
maybe,
come down there.
It's because it is animal related. Okay, so orangutan moves into derelict church in central London after 2 week search for a home.
What a hipster.
What? It's just pottering around London?
Wait a second. Pongo, who was displaced by deforestation in native Borneo, has found a new home in London as campaigners warn that an area of rainforest the size of the UK has been chopped down. A homeless orangutan, we heard all that already. Pongo was displaced from his real rainforest home in Borneo, where he was just one of 100,000 left. He is now surrounded by trees at St Dunstan in East London, having scoured the UK for a fortnight.
I thought there was like a few hundred left.
100,000.
100,000 is quite a lot. I mean, they're nice and everything. I don't want them to die. But
yeah. But we got a bit of a buffer.
Yeah, we're all right for a bit.
No need to panic yet. Well, but I mean, this sounds like a good story.
It sounds nice.
He's got a nice church.
Campaigners have warned that 24 million hectares of rainforest, an area the size of the UK, was destroyed in Indonesia between...
24 million hectares, was it?
Yep.
Okay.
What? Hectares?
Hectares.
hectares. It was destroyed in Indonesia between 1990 and 2015, primarily to make well for palm oil plantations.
25 years, that's quite a long time.
Pongo.
This
so
isn't
many
stirring anything in you, is it? It feels actually quite annoyed.
It feels like normal facts, normal information, nothing.
I could chop down more trees than that on my
own. But yeah, Pongo's living in this church in central London.
Where is it? Which church?
St Dunstan.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sounds
he
quite hip.
searched on spareroom.com.
No, he didn't. Come on. You just made that up. Shut up. What?
It says after he lost his habitat.
It actually does say that in the story.
He was on
The
Spare
orangutan
Room.
searched on spareroom.com for it.
And he
What is
settled,
going on?
he settled in the... Okay, wait.
I just found a new housemate on Spare Room. I didn't see any orangutans on there.
The animatronic orangutan
Right, okay.
on the dilapidated building after a falling...
What? It's not even a real orangutan.
It's a robot.
It's like a Terminator.
Trees. Yeah. No, it's not. It's
just a big old publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Right,
You're trying to get us to cry over a bloody publicity stunt.
Yeah, it's fake story.
McDonald's launched a new burger this week. Cry, cry, cry.
Well, thanks, Harriet.
An animatronic orangutan,
Is now
like at
inside
Thorpe
a
Park.
Did that bring up any feelings at all?
Yeah, fury.
As usual, your sad stories made everyone angry.
Okay. What about this one? Great white
No,
shark
don't just move.
chased
You haven't
away
even
by
read this one
giant
properly.
sea creature.
What? Oh,
Sea
okay. Here we
creature.
go. This is what I want to hear
Okay.
about.
Go on,
I
Great
love
white-
sea.
One more go at us.
I love
Okay.
crazy sea stuff. Great white. Is it the Meg?
It's Jaws too. Footage of a great white shark being chased by a burly elephant has stunned
Oh, such a crucial missed word.
In the clip, the shark cruises close to the shore at a leisurely pace. In the background, a larger shape in the water suddenly changes course and heads straight for the apex predator, your favourite word. The shark notices the 5-ton mammal gunning straight towards it and suddenly puts on a surprising display of speed, trying to get away from the unexpected danger. It looks like the shark made a safe getaway, but the hair-raising video still made a splash when it was shared on Facebook by Plettenberg Bay Tourism. Someone of stunned viewers said, "Wow."
Full stop.
That is one hell of a seal. Didn't know they got so big. Them elephant seals ain't a small creature. Second.
I thought it was going to be like a kraken or something like that. I was looking forward to some giant squid. Oh, it's an elephant seal. Spoiler alert.
How big's an elephant seal?
Pretty
big enough.
Pretty big.
Thanks, guys. Thank you both. Pretty big enough. Okay.
I do wish it was an elephant, though. That was a shame.
Someone in the comments says, looks like an orca. Someone else says, no, it doesn't. Orcas are black and far bigger. This was an elephant seal. Watch it again.
This is
With your
journalism.
No, she's
on
actually
this
reading
time.
the comments. now.
LOL.
Underneath
Then someone
it.
else says, orcas are black and white.
Right.
None of them got any likes.
I don't want any more of this. I want no more
Comments.
stories.
Okay, well, yeah, so I think we all felt moved by the story today.
Do you read the stories before you read them out?
No, she
Yes,
doesn't.
Jack,
She
yes,
absolutely
I do.
doesn't.
I thoroughly read the stories.
So you thought it was an
before I read
elephant,
them out.
did you? Before?
Well, I
You
just
did
found
it?
that one
Oh,
when I
right,
was on
okay,
the
yeah,
other one
good
about the
point.
orangutan. Then I found the other one.
So you knew the orangutan wasn't real.
You knew it was going to be a robot.
No, because I
orangutan.
just saw that it moved into the thing. But
So you just read the headline.
no, I read the whole thing. I just must have skipped.
You skipped
Anyway.
the word where it was like animatronic.
Well, that was quite far down.
Yeah, so you didn't read the whole thing.
You read about three
I read
quarters.
the whole thing.
No, you didn't. You missed crucial information.
Pongo.
Jack, you got any gigs coming up you want to promote?
Any shows or
Absolutely
Any
not.
shows
New
happening?
podcast?
New podcast,
Yeah, my
maybe.
podcast.
Stay
Keep an eye out for my
tuned.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suggest
It's,
any podcast ideas as
it's
well to
called-
Jack.
Jack Barry is an Asian man. Yeah. Well, no. I don't know. I mean, Feel Good. Watch that.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, there's going to be a second series of that at some point. So that'd be a thing to watch out for.
Is it on Netflix or all four?
Yeah, it's on Channel 4, the first series, but it's on Netflix if you're not in the UK.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know. But I think if there's a second series, it will just be on Netflix.
Sweet.
But I don't know if I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Censor that.
Censor
the stuff for Harriet's mum. Censor the stuff for Netflix. Harriet's mum.
We can just say
is
say
Netflix.
That,
Netflix can't know that Harriet's ever smoked.
Yeah, please don't let Netflix know about my mum. Thank you.
Okay, but you're on Feel Good, which is on
Season 1 is out now.
Season 1 is out now on Channel 4 in the UK or Netflix if you're not in the UK. And I'm on the socials. I got a website.
You built a website, didn't you?
I built a website. Yeah, it's got some silly videos on it. They're quite fun. So
we've done some videos together.
We've done some videos together, yeah.
Me and Jack done some videos together, so watch those.
Oh my God.
jackbarry.co.uk. And on Instagram, I am Jack Barry.
Wow.
And at Twitter, I'm at jbasler, which is a bit embarrassing.
Mixing it up between.
I get annoyed that I don't have the same. Like, I wish I had the same one for all.
I know.
Of them,
I hate it when you go on a podcast with
do.
other people and they're like, I'm blah 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 on all socials. And you're like,
how'd you get that?
Okay, Bruce, fucking
I have
Steve
that.
Jobs.
I have that. I'm
Really?
Steve Jobs.
Steve
Yeah,
Steve
that's
Jobs.
me.
You're
Yeah.
Steve Jobs on.
I'm Steve Jobs on all platforms. Yeah.
That's what you get. Follow me at Steve Jobs wherever you get your Instagrams.
Thanks for coming in.
Okay, thanks so much for
Thanks
coming,
so much for having
Jack.
me.
We really
and letting me sit
appreciate
on
it.
this little chair.
Last day of freedom.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow we're just gonna have to talk to the ghosts.
See you on the other side.
I think there's a ghost that lives in my block of flats.
Was there?
No, not really. There's this woman who's like an opera singer, but I always say that it's a ghost all the time. She always is singing really loud, but she never sings an actual song. She's always just doing like scales. She's always like, and like for like 7 years she's just been like, and,
that's something you should do outside of a block of flats.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I don't mind it. I just think she's a ghost.
Well,
Anyway.
good luck to her.
Yeah,
Good
good
luck
luck.
to
I hope the opera comes back. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.